Big thanks to Super7 for sending this one out. Check them out in links in the description, along with links to buy. Turtles, Dragon Ball, Kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. It's Steven here, and we are now rounding out Wave 2 of Super7's Ultimate TMNT releases with Mutagen Man. I'm going to be honest here, I didn't really know about Mutagen Man until this released. And it's really cool. Not going to be one of my favorites for the lineup, but it's still really cool. And it's very freaky. So it's tube, plastic tube with a whole bunch of organs inside, and we get some really wacky accessories. Quite frankly, I don't know how you could not at least see this and think, yes, I'm interested. So let's take a look to see whether or not Mutagen Man is worth adding into your collection. So I'm not sure of the manufacturing process, how they went about everything, because it kind of looks like a whole bunch of stuff is floating there. If you take a look at the back, it does look like some of the organ stuff is plugged in to the back of the plastic tube, which is completely see-through, which is nice. But generally speaking, I do think that this, I would say, is probably the cleanest painted figure of the entire lineup. I did say that Bebop is going to be my favorite, but even here, I don't see a single thing that is kind of even a little bit out of line. Maybe some of the gadgets on Mutagen Man here are a little pastelish for my own personal preference, but I'm not seeing any drips of paint. I'm not seeing any excessive flash markings. Yeah, Mutagen Man is getting a very good pass for me. I do think that it's executed very well, and you look at the face, the quote-unquote face of Mutagen Man, how can you not just fall in love with that? It's very, very good. It's executed rather well. It's creepy, and if you love zombies, then I think you can even just pop off the arms and the legs, and this is a nice science experiment you can just put on the shelf. Now, if we do take a look at the muscles that are really well sculpted here, there are plenty of fine details like sinewy, which is very cool. And we do have some bumps and ridges here on the likes of the hands. And we take a look at the legs. There are some robotic parts like the little quote-unquote boot-like thing on his right leg. Generally speaking, I do think Mutagen Man does look good. There are some, I guess you might say, very visible assembly marks coming from the tube. You can see where it was connected together, but that's just a part of the process. I really don't think there's any other way they could have done that. Well, he's got joints, but he's a plastic tube. So we're not going to get super duper articulated action figure turtle-y guy here. That's not what we're getting out of Mutagen Man. But Super7 did a pretty good job, I would say, with what they had to work with. Swivels and hinges. Whoa! Super T-pose there. At the shoulders. Hinges, which actually have pretty good range of movement at the elbows, along with swivels. Both sides. Nice. Swivels. Hinges for the hands. Now, pretty much everything else in this wave has the ball joint. Gotcha. That has the hinge in it, but here we just, realistically speaking, just have hinges built into the hips, and they swivel out as well. So we don't have thigh swivels, so they just kick forward and back. Not really back too far, and then he just kicks out like that. We have hinge knees, which also swivel. Very good. Now, ankles, what do we have? Well, they hinge. Cool. And then we got ankle rockers. Now, you're probably looking at that big old boot foot like, nah, I ain't moving. No. It's actually a separate piece, and this is not connected. So we can twist it and turn it. Plastic, rubbery. Don't worry about breaking it unless you're kind of forcing it. So that's good. So, yeah, all things considered, I'd say they did a pretty good job. Just don't get too rough with it and crack anything. Nice. Okay, let's talk about Mutagen Man's accessories, and I do think that this is important to talk about. And why might that be? Well, we are going to get the Mutagen machine gun. We're going to get an alternate set of fists. We are going to get an unpainted accessory sprue set. Pretty cool. And what comes all on there? And also as painted plastic as well. We are going to get a fish, wrench, eyeball, turtle, small little turtle guy, slice of pizza, apple core, and a bone. Yeah. Now, take a look at the Mutagen machine gun. Pretty cool. It works. It's just fine. Nothing really super duper to report here, except we do have a couple of minimal paint applications, which, hey, that's pretty cool to see. Now, taking a closer look at all of those neat little accessories, I think these are great to have because you can use these as generic accessories for some of your other characters as well. Hey, it's nice to have a little turtle figure here. Maybe you have some of the other stuff from other companies. You can use this as a stand-in for one of the baby turtles before they grow up into the ninja crime fighters that we do see on our shelves. That is always cool. Weird eyeball, another generic pizza slice, no paint, but hey, you can get some red paint at the store. It's not a big deal. Now, the whole gimmick here for these accessories, when we go back to the original Playmates figure, is that the top of Mutagen Man, which is recreated here for this release, is that little pink thing at the top that pops off, and you're supposed to drop the accessories inside of Mutagen Man, and then you're supposed to add water, and they're supposed to float. Or you can try adding slime. Now, here's the deal. Mutagen Man is not watertight, and the water does run through him at his legs. So that doesn't work. And there have been reports of this guy getting water spots and, well, essentially ruining the figure. So don't do that. And then I have actually seen the effects of slime. Don't use slime. You're never going to get it out. Don't do it. So unfortunately, that feature is lost, but hey, we do get some extra accessories for your General Turtles display. So overall, for accessories for Mutagen Man, the main gimmick of the original Playmates release, unfortunately, is not carried over here for this release, but we do get some nice generic accessories that we can use for some other characters. Alternately, for the hand parts, I do think we should get dedicated splayed hands, because it's a humanoid. We should have splayed fists and then holding hands if we do have any accessories. So if you are looking for extra effect parts or support stands, you know I have a video to help you out for both of those things. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over to a size comparison where I paired this guy up with Bebop because Mutagen Man's rather big, and I thought it'd be cool to pair up the big figures together. And then, of course, we're going to end that size comparison with all of Wave 2, so this way you can see how Leo, Bebop, Mutagen Man, and Shredder all look together on your shelf. So, buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Mutagen Man looks fantastic for what he is. I mean, realistically speaking, Super7, 4 Horsemen did a great job here, so kudos to them. The articulation for what we have here works very, very well. The accessories and the original gimmick unfortunately don't translate too well, but c'est la vie, and for the price point, yeah, we definitely get our money's worth. Aftermarket prices, not necessarily. Yeah, so make sure that you're getting closer to the original $45, $50 price tag. If you are able to, I think you're going to get a pretty good figure here. So yeah, just keep that in mind, and you'll be happy to add this one on your shelf. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand-selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand-selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.